Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I have been freaking obsessed with Alani Nu, their energy drinks. I also have pre-workout. This is the flavor mimosa. It tastes so freaking good, and it's only 10 calories, and it gets me more zoom in than a cup of coffee ever does. But it feels so weird to be back in front of a camera. I know for you guys, I didn't really miss any time, but I actually haven't filmed for 2 weeks. All the videos that you've seen in the last couple of weeks were pre-filmed because I just got back from a missions trip. I was in Jarabacoa, Dominican Republic for 10 days. It's my 3rd time back there. I freaking love it. It would be wrong if I said that I didn't kind of have like a little bit of selfish motives for going every time, because I genuinely enjoy the missions trip. Like every part of it is so enjoyable for me, even the hard work, like sweating my butt off, the sleeping with bugs and stuff. Like I just have that, the place that we visit has such a huge piece of my heart, and I enjoy it too much for it to even realistically sound like a mission trip to me. But I did just get back. So this is my first time filming since I've been back. So my first time filming in like 2 weeks, and it just feels really weird. I had to dust off my camera. But I'm also wearing my Happy Soul merch, and then the back says John 14:27. I was so happy with how they turned out. The quality is amazing, which made me feel really good about you guys ordering them. But I think that that's everything that I need to say. Sorry for the long intro. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you have tuned in for a Faith Friday video. So every Friday here on my channel, I post a faith-related video to help people pursue a relationship with Christ, or just to put some light and positivity out into the world, because we need more of it. So, like I just said, I just got back from a missions trip. And this isn't my first missions trip or anything, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. And every time I go on a trip, I try to not only focus on like how I can best serve where I'm at, but also what's the reoccurring message that Christ is trying to teach me, because something I've noticed is every time I go on a trip, I come back with like one big lesson, like one big thing that I can carry out into that whole next year here in my mission, and until I go on another trip or whatever. I have my little mission trip journal. This is the one that I take on my trips. Grace actually got it for me, and have my notes from this last week. And as I was reading back over them when I got home, I realized that I did actually have a reoccurring theme, even though I didn't realize it while I was there. But I am a very goal-oriented, plan-oriented person. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the type of person that everything has to go my way and everything has to be specifically planned out, but I do like to plan, and I like to organize, and I like to have goals, and I don't like being stagnant and comfortable. I don't like it at all. Like if I'm not working towards something, I feel like I have no purpose. And so it's kind of cool what I learned on this trip, because I think it was a big reality check that I needed from Christ, and he kept pounding it and pounding it and pounding it into my head. So especially in today's society, we're all focused on productivity and getting the most done, and seeming like we're busy and that we're just crushing our goals and rising to the top, and that's like super trendy right now. So I think that this topic will be really helpful to you guys. I know it was super helpful to me, but basically I know for me, anytime that I set a goal, I am like praying about it all the time. Like, God, please bless this goal. Please help this come true. Please help me to pursue this. Please help me to get to the end goal and like accomplish it and just feel really good. I never actually sit down and reevaluate my motives behind the goals that I set. And I realized that some of the goals that I have are meaningless if the goal behind the goal is not ultimately to reflect Christ's love. Basically, God's not gonna bless a goal if he's not also a part of it. So I think that this speaks hugely in terms of our goals for our family, our relationships, our careers, our finances, whatever you want. we have these massive goals for them, but we forget to include God in the middle of it. And then we wonder why sometimes we achieve it and we're left empty, or sometimes we're working so hard and we don't get anywhere near achieving our goal. And it's because the only way that God is going to bless a goal is if He's included. And we are kings and queens at not including Him in our plans. The verse Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts humans plan out their course, but the Lord is the only one who establishes their steps." So it doesn't matter if you plan, and you have all these goals and this to-do list and this checklist for your life and this timeline for your life. God establishes the stepping stones in between. We were made to comply with His plan, not make our plan and force Him to comply with it, because that's not how God works. So it really made me want to sit and reevaluate what my goals were for this year, for my life, and seeing what my motives behind them are. And if the motive behind it is not love, and I'm not doing or chasing my goals with gratitude, then my goals are never going to get anywhere, and it's a goal I probably shouldn't have in the first place. I wrote down a few questions to kind of help me reevaluate where I'm at. And the first question is, will my goal honor God? Like, when you reach your goal, will you be able to look back on all the progress you made towards it, the whole time you spent pursuing it, and accomplishing that goal itself? Will that honor God in some way? Will my goal cause me to trust Him more, depend on Him more, love Him more, and love other people more? So often you hear all the time about people getting to the end of their life and looking back and regretting something, or having this massive regret, like missing out on the present, or missing out on loving family, or spending time with family, or whatever. You get to the end of your life and people tell you stories about them regretting how they missed out on the small things that actually turned out to be the most important things. That question is such a good reminder to me to teach myself that life isn't about chasing my goal, it's about enjoying every moment and every progressive step towards my goal, and being very present and grateful in every single moment, whether or not the goal ends up being accomplished. In Philippians 3 verses 12 through 14, Paul talks about how he's pressing on towards his goal. He hasn't reached it yet, but it says, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and striving toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus." And he's talking about the larger goal at hand, which is using our human goals, using our achievements, our accomplishments to reflect God's glory. And if they're not reflecting God's glory, they're not serving the ultimate goal that we've been given from Christ. They're not serving the ultimate purpose. I always struggle with this thing where I start to overthink everything, and I'm like, well, pretty much everything that I do is meaningless when it comes down to it. Like, it's not important that I have a YouTube channel. It's not important that I post on Instagram. It's not important that I have a clean house or whatever. And I can spiral down into that, because in the bigger picture, none of this really matters. But then I read 1 Corinthians 10:31. I wrote this down because it reminded me, whether you eat or drink or do anything else, always do it to honor God. And that literally put me right back in my place and reminded me that it doesn't matter what I'm doing, even if they seem like small, mundane tasks. Those tasks can be done to honor God, and those goals can be done to honor God and show His love and show His glory. But in order for that to happen, I have to always have the motive of love and gratitude behind everything that I do. And that's totally realistic. It truly is. As long as I'm filming these videos with gratitude in my heart for the ability to speak to you guys and share Jesus with you guys, and doing the best of my ability to always use it that way, then yeah, this is honoring God. Or you could literally be doing the dishes and be thankful that you have dishes to do and a sink to do them in, and clean water, and do everything with a grateful and rejoicing heart. And I realize that that sounds so cheesy, but it was a nice reminder to me that even though I think that the small mundane things don't matter, and the small goals that I have don't matter, and I could use that as an excuse to stop chasing them or stop chasing anything at all, God tells us, whatever you do, do it to glorify me, and I will bless your steps. But if you're not including him, he's not going to bless your steps. Why would he bless a goal that is not God focused, you know? And that doesn't mean don't set goals. That doesn't mean don't have financial or career goals or whatever. It just means find a way to use that goal to glorify him. Make sure that every step of the way you're shining his light, you're shining his love, and any progress that you make towards it or attention that you get or praise that you get, you point it back up to him. And that is how God will bless our goals. I wholeheartedly know that God placed each individual person on this earth with individual goals and individual desires and talent and things that they wanted to achieve with the intention of them chasing after those things. But he also had the intention of us always including him in the process and pointing the glory back up to him. When we do everything with gratitude and love as the motive behind it, we really are glorifying God in every single one of our goals and in every single one of our small, mundane tasks. And 1 Corinthians 16:14 wraps all of that up perfectly by just saying, let all that you do be done in love. Like, that literally means let all that you do be done in love. Let love be your motive. If you want to have goals, great, but have them be motivated by love, not envy. Have them be motivated by love, not fame or greed or insecurity. If they're motivated by love, God will bless them. And I actually took this from a Devo that I did the week that I was down there. If you set goals that are loveless, you will begin to treat people like projects in the process. And that is the tea. If you set goals where love is not the motive, you'll stomp all over people just to get to the end prize. You'll stomp over people, you'll make them feel unvaluable, you'll make them feel less than. You will not be showing Christ-like love to anybody in the process because everybody is just viewed as either a tool or a project for you to overcome or use on your way to your goal. But Christ wants us to reevaluate our motives and see people as an opportunity to show him throughout the process of chasing our goals. It's not one or the other. It's love people and continue to chase on towards whatever goal you have, but making sure that you're checking yourself enough to love people and yourself and glorify God in the process. I hope that that's an encouragement to you because we very much so live in a world where you have to have goals and like no days off and progress and blah 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 and all that stupid, like, you better have every day productive and check off all the things on your to-do list. We live in a world where it's like go, 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 chase, chase, chase. But remember to stop and be present and don't be just like a freaking freight train pummeling through all the people and all the experiences in your life to get to a goal where you'll be left empty because you forgot to include God and love in the middle of it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to get back to filming and posting regularly now that I'm back in the USA. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below so you can join the Happy Soul Tribe. Make sure you go out of your way to love on someone today, make them feel extra special because they freaking are. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.